The girls saw Josh talking to the crowd. "Ladies and gentlemen, please be understanding," he was saying. "We are trying to find out the patient's bed numbers so that you can visit them. It's just that the list seems to have vanished." In the middle of the crowd, there was a tall woman with a large trunk. She was wearing a flowing cape and with decorated stars and moons. "I'm here to do the magic show," she said in a loud, ringing voice. "Where shall I set up in my alarm?" Josh sat in alarm. But you're 2 hours early," he stammered. "Actually, I am right on time," said the magician. "I did tell you when I will be arriving." "I'm sorry," said Josh. "My watch must have stopped working. Everything seems to be going wrong today." A brown-haired nurse patted Josh on the back. "I will go and make all the visitors a pot of tea, and then we can work out which beds their friends and relatives are in," she said. "You're doing a great job." "That's one of the things I love about nursing," said Maryam. "The team cares for each other as well as for their patients." The brown-haired nurse went into the staff room. Then the girls heard her cry out in surprise. They ran to the doorway and gasped. "What a mess," said Kirsty. There were empty biscuit wrappers all over the floor. Pictures were hanging crookedly on the walls, and the teapot and teacups had all been smashed. A bottle of milk had spilled across the carpet. "This is Robin's work," Kirsty murmured, and then she felt a rush of hope. "Could the goblin with the rust orange bandana be here?" "Let's start looking," said Rachel. "If he's here in City Hospital, we'll find him." They had just started searching an unused examination room when they heard a rumbling sound coming their way. Crash! The doors burst open and the goblin with the rust orange bandana shot through on the foot trolley. "Wee!" he squealed. The trolley rocketed past the girls and smashed against the wall. The goblin fell off, cackling with laughter. "Best ride ever," he yelled, jumping up. "Look at his neck," Maryam exclaimed. A small silver fob watch was shining on the rust orange bandana. Rachel held out her hands and took a step forward. "We only want to talk to you," she said in a gentle voice. "Not interested," said Goblin. "Please listen," said Kirsty. "You're making it so hard for the nurses to do their job." The Goblin shoved the trolley at them and sprinted out of the room. Rachel and Kirsty were close behind him. He giggled as he ran, looking back over his shoulder at them. Ahead, the magician was setting up her show. "Look out!" shouted Rachel. The goblin slithered on the slippery floor, slid straight into the open magic trunk, and vanished. "Goodness, what was that?" asked the magician, spinning around. Luckily, a crowd of patients came around the corner at the moment, and she forgot about her question. Welcome all," she boomed. "As you find your seats, I will perform a few small spells." Rachel waved to her parents, Aunt Willow and Margot. "Abracadabra," declared the magician. A bunch of flowers popped from her sleeve. Alakazam, she drew a string of colored handkerchiefs from her mouth. Hocus pocus, she pulled a goblin out of her hat. Ow! yelled the goblin. Let go of my ears. Astonished, the magician let go and the goblin scampered off. The audience roared with laughter and clapped, thinking it was part of the show. The magician rubbed her forehead. She was having a very confusing time. Krusty grabbed Rachel's hand and chased the goblin down the corridor. He dodged sideways into a room and the girls followed him. It was dimly lit with colored bubble tubes and glowing fairy lights. What is that stink? The goblin said with a disgusted voice. It's lavender, said Maryam. It's a beautiful, calming smell. This is a sensory room. It's designed to calm patients down if they feel upset. It's horrible, squawked the goblin, scrunching up his nose. Let me out. We just want to talk to you about the fob watch, said Rachel. She closed the door and put her back against it. Please think about the poorly children on this ward, she said. The fob watch you stole helps nurses look after them. But while you have it, the nurses will struggle to do their job. Stop bubbling on about watches, the goblin wailed. Turn on the lights. Oh, the poor thing is scared of the dark, Krusty realized. She felt along the wall and turned the dim switch. Then she heard Rachel gasp and whirled around. Jack Frost was standing in the middle of the room.